Hey, what's going on everyone? Today I was going to be going over my League Starter Atlas tree, and then once I had gotten all my maps and Kirac missions out of the way, what I started going into. This league in the beginning I was farming Blight, Scarabs, and I used Niko for a little bit of extra damage boost just because in the very beginning I didn't have the greatest gear. So just having the extra damage boost and movement speed and a little bit of extra resistances was just a little bit of a boost in your maps just to be able to help out a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and jump over to our Atlas tree. So this is what my Atlas tree looked like in the very beginning. Basically all these nodes here are all adjacent map drop chances, which gives us a 56% chance for one monster in each of your maps to drop an additional connected map, which will make it just a little bit easier to be able to get through all your white maps, yellow maps, and red maps. And then for Kirac, I added Kirac missions in here, which gives us a 26% chance to grant an additional Kirac mission on completion, which just gives us that extra boost. So whenever you're missing a map and you can't get through it, or you can't find one, being able to run over to Kirac to see if he has something that you haven't completed is really nice. So basically what I had done is I started in the very beginning, I went straight up here, I moved all the way around, and then I grabbed commissioned officer, and I went ahead and grabbed these three here, which is a higher map tier chance, and then shaping the world. And so from there I went and I created this, what do you want to call it, triangle or diamond shape here, which is all adjacent map drop chances. And then once I had done that, I grabbed all these Kirac missions here, and then I grabbed the extra adjacent map drop chances here. Same thing on this side, I did the same thing here. And then I grabbed this adjacent map drop chance, which basically in this beginning tree, that's what you're grabbing. You're grabbing all adjacent map drop chances, which is, it's going to help a bunch instead of having to sit there and farm over and over and over and over trying to get that next map. There's some tricks you can also do. If you didn't know, you can use 3 of the same map tier, or the same map. So say you had 3 Jungle Valley maps. If you take those and try to sell those to the vendor, there's a chance that it will give you another tier map that you might not have completed. So check it out and see if you can use 3 of the same map and sell them to the vendor and see what map that she gives you, or whichever vendor that you're using, and see if it's possible that you might be able to get a map that you don't have. So that's that. So what we'll do is we'll move over to the second one that I added. So basically from here, so we had grabbed all those Niko missions and all the adjacent map drop chances. So what I started doing now is grabbing anything for Blight that was going to increase my chance to have that encounter. So I grabbed like these two here, the Blight encounter chance. And then I started grabbing this one here, so I made my way up, and then I grabbed all these chances to contain a Blight encounter, and then Fungal Bloom, which was a big boost. And then I came over here and I grabbed all these Blight nodes, which is just going to be nice because epidemiology is really nice because your Blight chests in your maps have an 80% more chance to contain blighted maps, which is just going to be even more increased loot and be able to get more drops and stuff like that in those blighted maps versus just doing them in your maps. But the thing is, the trick is to this is that I was grabbing the Blight encounters just to be able to farm currency as I was completing all my map tiers. So that's something to keep in mind. Same thing here, I grabbed Scarabs. Then since I was close over here at the beginning of the Atlas tree, I went ahead and grabbed the rest of these Blight nodes here, and then any Scarabs that were close by, I grabbed those. And then I made my way, so I grabbed Niko later, so we're not going to worry about Niko yet, but I skipped this one first, and then I made my way up here and I started grabbing these Blight rewards. So all the way up till Distilled Fungus. Same thing, I grabbed all these Scarabs, made my way down around here, grabbed all these, and so this one here, Blight Spawn, is really good because it gives your chest in your maps, once you've completed your Blight, a 10% chance to contain an oil extractor, which is nice because some of the rings and amulets that you pick up have golden and silver oils on them, and you're able to use that oil extractor to pull those off. So either you're able to make some cash on them in Trade League, or if you're playing SSF, you're able to do any of your anoints and stuff like that. I made my way around and came up over here, and then I grabbed all these Scarab drop chances, and then I grabbed Remarkable Relics and Chittering Champions, just because this makes it to where Scarabs found in your maps are more likely to be less common varieties, which just gives you a chance to get a little bit higher tier Scarab drop chances. And then same thing here, final map boss, and each map has 25% chance to drop an additional Scarab, which is just a nice extra boost. And so from there, once I had grabbed my Scarabs and then my Blight, I just basically filled out all my Blight and Scarabs along the way. And then once I had Scarabs and Blight pretty much done, I came over and used my extra remaining points to grab Niko, which right here, this was an 8% chance. So basically, if you do this strategy here, this is going to put Niko in your map every single map. And then you'll have Packed with Energy. So if you check this out, you gain 35% increased damage for each sulfite vein or chest found in your map. So that's up to 3 times. Same thing with movement speed. You gain 15% increased movement speed for each sulfite vein or chest found in your maps. And you gain plus 1% to all maximum elemental resistances for each vein or chest found in your maps. So that's just nice in general, because while you're going through your maps and you might not have the greatest gear currently, it's nice to be able to have like an extra boost of damage and movement speed and resistances behind you, just to make you a little bit less squishy or more tanky depending on what build you are. So what I'm going to do is I'll leave all the links below. I'll leave the League Starter with just maps and Kirac missions on it, and then I will leave a link to this League Starter farming, I guess, if you want to call it. It's just an extension of the main one, which we started with just maps. So while you're farming your maps, you'll be able to make it get a little bit extra benefit out of your maps, utilizing a little bit of Blight and Scarabs, which will just be able to make you some extra currency in the beginning of the league while you're clearing out your maps. So hopefully that helps you guys, and that's really about it on this one. I'll be making another video that I have about an XP boost that I had learned through the community while I was streaming. So that brings me to mention that I stream every single day on Twitch, anywhere from 8 to 9 p.m. Central Time, until I get tired, basically. So that's going to be it. I'll drop all those links below, guys, and I appreciate you watching and hanging out. Later.